on this topic. You think we can manage that?
The Game of Thrones bad lip reading, I howled.
It was better than the Walking Dead one.
6 times I watched it, and each time I was crying of laughter. I'm working on a gravity belt.
There's a few. There's there's an NFL bad lip reading one, which is, you know what? You don't even have to like sports, but it just works, and you're like, that's bang on.
Is it bang on, really?
Yeah.
Like, were you banging, like...
No.
Just...
No.
Shut your mouth.
How does everyone like the kitten burgers?
Fuck you.
The kitten meat that I put in everyone's burgers. We shouldn't even...
Bats! Chicken of the cave.
Jeez.
I'm not going to eat a fried bat. You little kitten. It's like chicken out of the train yard.
Wow, I didn't watch anything.
Like Anchorman 2, really? He was like trying to convince you. He goes, how are you saving so much money? He goes, exactly, I'm just fucking buying bats. What? Yeah, we're cooking bats. Because you're buying bats and you're advertising this as chicken. Ah, well, bats are the chicken of the cave.
He pulls up a fried bat and he like pulls it and its wing like pulls out. He's like, I am not eating this.
Cost more. They're small.
No, they don't. Apparently in the show, in Anchorman 2, it's a lot cheaper.
Because it works for them.
Combination of Fergie and Jesus.
Fergie and Jesus. Okay.
I'm
I can't even
recording.
look at you right now. It was so brilliant.
Well, what was your Facebook comment again today? What was your status? Or was it last night, the Kool-Aid one?
Yes, I'm very upset that Jesus Christ has not accepted my challenge.
Jesus, if you're listening to this, you're being called out on national podcast.
I turned water into Kool-Aid. Challenge accepted, Jesus.
That's true, though. That is pretty hard to do some days. Do we even have Kool-Aid anymore?
For certain people, yes.
Probably.
Do you remember when Kool-Aid was Freshie?
Was who?
Do you remember when
Freshie?
Kool-Aid was...
Freshie.
Oh yeah!
Oh yeah! Oh no!
No, Kool-Aid was only pennies a glass.
Kool-Aid finds out that he's going to jail for battered assault. Oh no! Guess who's getting his Kool-Aid tossed?
Okay, Dane Cook.
Alright,
What?
so...
Dane Cook did that joke.
Yeah, he did that.
Welcome to the podcast, because I'm apparently just going to carry this on while Todd is having ADD moments.
What?
So we have recaps of the mid-season finale of The Walking Dead.
Yes, we need to talk about The Walking Dead. We need to talk about The Walking Dead because the show is tonight. That is why we're talking about The Walking Dead. Walking Dead, Walking Dead.
So I think The Walking Dead's back on tonight.
Al, let's do some points! Fucking rug. Sorry, we're kind of having an off day. Oh, I didn't know that comes down. Oh, did you notice that? I didn't even notice
Your
that.
ball's hanging.
My ball is drooping!
The microphone.
The microphone, sorry.
Which is also called Blue Ball, by the way.
Yeah.
So.
But it's not even blue.
Actually, that's called a Nessie.
Actually,
That's called Nessie. What do I... We're recording.
No, let's...
Okay, so let's get started. On the podcast today, So, moving on, I'm doing a lot of work on this podcast today. I'm not going to put the duck noise in every time we swear. I thought about it. It's way too much work. As much as the Super Dave Osborne show blew my mind as a child, that is way too much work, and I'm not that committed. That's what I'm going to say. So, the Ginger is here. Rainer is here. And our special guest again, the giggler Marc, is here.
2 for 2.
2 for 2!
And he's talking!
I know!
Awesome.
And by the way, Shermy is here. Shermy, you want to say something?
And nothing.
Attaboy! Yeah, that was him sniffing. It actually wasn't me sniffing this time. It was... No, this is something you don't pee on. Okay, thanks. He's all happy. He was sniffing of my ball. So we're going to leave it at that. So, let's talk about The Walking Dead. We did have a podcast before about it. It wasn't really that in depth. It was just kind of, we just touched on a couple of finer points. Let's get everyone's reaction. I think one of the biggest things that was a huge turn in the show was, what do you think Daryl's reaction to Carol leaving, and how do you think Daryl will react when they reunite? Do you think there's going to be some sex?
Assuming.
Assuming.
Well,
yes.
No, let's be honest. which she's
we don't
gonna
really
show
know
up
if she's going to be back for the
at
rest of the
some
season
point, but
anyway.
yeah, I'll give you that. But I think at some point she will run into Daryl, whether it'll be in an ally or foe scenario.
I actually think Daryl will feel partly betrayed.
I think there was they were moving to a role, because I know I've read articles over the last year, going back to season 3, how they're like, maybe should Daryl bang Carol?
Yep.
I'm against, especially since Carol's character is originally was it a sex crazed person looking for a place to go and ends up throwing herself in a biter. And now Carol's character has changed to become this very cold, unique individual. And I think if they spark some type of love interest, it would take away from the cold that she's brought in. Like she's fierce.
They didn't. She's not a cold individual. She's just very guarded. And I think the reason why her and Daryl connect actually is because they both had past abusive, like family past, like her husband, his father.
True. And you may be right. Maybe she's not so cold because she does like lighting people on fire. That causes heat. But not chain. But I mean, he's going to be in a catch-22. He is Rick's bro in terms of this. Like, he's having his little bromance with Rick. So he's clearly going to side with Rick, I think, in the end of the days. But it's going to bring on a lot of conflict because now Tyrese is going to lose his shit. If he ever runs into her, I don't think she's going to make it out.
But he doesn't know yet.
He doesn't know yet.
That was my whole thing.
Yeah.
Is it going to be revealed to Tyrese that it was Carol who killed Karen before the end of the season? That could go either way.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be... Sorry, I didn't interrupt. I think it's going to be a pivotal... When it does happen, it's going to be a pivotal moment in a certain episode.
Yeah, it's not going to... I don't think it's going to be I don't think it's going to be tonight.
I think it's going to be...
But it will be within the next 8 episodes.
I think that's something I would want to end the season with.
Yeah.
Just to the point of... And then Tyrese finds out, and then, let's just say, he starts losing his shit, and then end the season that way, so then season 5, you're ramped up going, oh. Hey, what's going on there, buddy? What are you doing?
You playing a video game?
No, actually, I'm looking at the thing.
Good job. I couldn't tell you. You had your head down.
Because I didn't want to say anything that I wasn't really fully educated.
Good. I appreciate you taking a reaction into this. But I guess that I think the worst thing that can happen right now is, in my opinion anyways, I think Carol should not have a love story with Daryl. It would humanize him too much.
Yeah, he's
come a long way.
It'd be like Michonne getting a love story, which she...
And
in the comics she does, but...
But in the show, Michonne's colder than Daryl. Daryl's been more a softie. He's been, oh no, you got to save the kids and so on. Not saying that Michonne wasn't that way, but Daryl's human, air quotes, is human. And the whole having a relationship with someone, I don't think it's going to happen.
I think there's too much emotional, like, and past baggage for Daryl to, right now anyway, to get into some kind of romantic relationship. And the fact that we know that he's solely with Beth right now after this mid-season finale ended, they're basically on their own for survival. And through the promos of what tonight's episode's going to be, we see Daryl and Beth appearing to be running from someone or hiding from someone. So I think right now romance is kind of, for Daryl's character anyway, a back burner issue.
Unless he gives her a dicking when they're alone. That'd be just kind of... I'm sorry, I don't like her character. The fact that her character has survived this long blows me away. It's just kind of like, hey, if you keep me on the show, I'll keep writing you songs. Like,
her.
Yeah.
I didn't know what you were talking about.
Oh, no, it's just, her character really bothers me, and it's probably because I understand that everyone will deal with grief differently. Just the whole scene when Herschel got turned into a Pez dispenser, and she had a fully automatic AR-15, and shoot. That's always went to my head.
I'm sorry, but there's also shock value there.
Yeah. I was really shocked. I would have probably held the same weapon like, what?
Like, what just happened?
Right.
Did I just
And I was instantly traumatized. Like,
yeah.
But also, if you see something like that, what makes you think that I'll be able to shoot and actually hit the target I want to hit? I would probably just wildly shoot, and if I can't handle a weapon like that, or I'm not strong enough or whatnot, I'm not saying that she isn't, but you never know.
The recoil.
The recoil.
I would be able to do it with a
she
shotgun.
could shoot all of her buddies. Daryl might get killed.
Not that much
make it to the last
recoil on
8
an AR-15.
But you never know.
Yeah.
You never
I know, I
know.
fired an AR-15. There was not that much recoil.
But that's
For a
you.
kid, though.
Yeah.
That's you.
But good shout out to Carl Grimes, who said that, I can make a shot to the governor, and Daryl pretty much said, no, you can't. And when they actually did have the shoot down, he actually did hit the governor square in the arm.
Absolutely.
He could have taken the governor
That is
out.
not an easy shot. Any person who can tell you that is not an easy shot. He was about, I would say, 100 yards out, maybe?
Oh, at least
100, 150 yards out.
What do you...
And the other thing he had...
What's your hobby? Well, I have a lot of time to shoot guns.
And then that whole scene when he fucking
whirlwind
peppered
it.
down, when him and Rick just peppered down that fucking herd.
You get good.
Yeah.
He got
at
good.
it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, when...
That's the whole reason his
as
gun
we've-
was taken away in the first place.
Yeah, as we've stated before,
Well, not that
kids,
he got good, he got cold.
younger
Yes.
kids are a lot easier to adapt in that kind of situation than adults are.
Yeah,
Easier muscle memory. Like
not only that, but not to sound cheesy, but it's easier to learn in general just about anything when you're younger. Languages, schooling, anything
Yeah.
when you're young than when you're old. Try to learn a new language in your 40s. It's not really going to
Because
happen compared to when you're 5.
You're conditioned more so when you're older as opposed to when you're younger.
exactly,
Well, you're
we're
just
we're
old.
set in our ways.
Stubborn.
Yeah.
Barbaric!
Exactly.
But I think that I think the love interest is just a bad go right now. The second half of this season is probably going to be about everyone being divided, and I also read somewhere, and also I think Jinder told me this as well, is that fucking there's going to be some type of origin story at some point as well, if I'm right.
Like
That'd be
a
pretty
whole
There was
series
like a-
on itself?
No, I know she's talking about the Daryl Dixon one.
Yeah, there's gonna be. I read an article, and I can't quote the source right now. Sorry. I read an article that there's supposed to be a backstory regarding Michonne. Definitely. What I said to you is Daryl's supposed to have his big episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, his
Air
big
quotes!
episode. So I'm not sure if that is an origin story or if it's something that's coming up. Basically, there's going to be about 4 or 5 different like solo stories on all the groups on what's going on because everybody's divided right now, so we don't know where everybody is.
Yeah, but as long as it's a story on the divided groups that are out now, and it's not like you go to that group and then it just rewinds to an origin story.
No.
Like, who knows
No.
Just
No.
But you know what? Why
No.
can't we? Why? Like, this is something that they could invest time in. The group
'Cause we
is now
only have
divided.
Yeah, but not
episodes
in
and that's
another
it.
8
You can
episodes.
do a lot in 8 episodes. There is a lot you
But
can
not
do.
a ton of
Bits and
origin
pieces.
If House can save someone's life every episode, we can do an Origins episode.
Not with
This
only 8
isn't
episodes
Lupus.
left, though. That's the thing.
Lupus! By the way, the Ginger has personally started a war against Hugh Laurie over Lupus. She called him out on it yesterday on Twitter, that it's not Lupus.
Really?
She actually did.
That's awesome.
That's great. And I'm just waiting for my tweet back
That's probably
from
what's going to happen
Bruce
to
Campbell.
Daryl. He's probably going to go from
But
Lupus
I
or
mean,
something.
if you're smart about it, like really, who would you consider main characters? You got Tyrese,
Okay.
you got Daryl Dixon, you got Carl, you got Rick, you have Beth, you have
Maggie,
Maggie, and you have Glenn
and Michelle.
and Michelle.
And
Even you could just pair them up. It doesn't have to be massive things. Like you don't need to like. When I was 5 years old, I was assaulted by a tricycle.
I think that
A tricycle.
I
Right?
Like they could go
they-
back to like day one. What if they did
Yeah,
like an origin just like boom? This is what we were doing on day
Well,
one.
that's-
Day one, Michonne, as we all know, was a lawyer.
Yeah.
She's in lawyer.
That would take almost 8 episodes, or at least half of that.
I wouldn't-
4.
But, you know, it
Unless
works
they
for the
do-
governor.
Unless they do like a flashback, like they do
Yeah.
an Arrow.
Yeah,
That would be
That's
cool,
what I mean.
but after a while,
That's
it's
what I
get
meant, sorry.
annoying.
Because don't forget, we have Sergeant Abraham who's going to make an appearance either tonight or very close to the next
Is
week or
that
so.
somehow confirmed somewhere?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Is it really?
yes, yes.
Oh.
it's the guy who was the older brother from the Wonder Years.
Oh, badass! Yeah,
And he was also in
Square Joe and
Pacific.
everything. He'll
Yeah,
work.
he's got like he's kind of flabby now, but I mean
He's got the Channing Tatum.
no, like
That's
this
what
guy
it is,
was
the Square
this
Joe.
guy was massive, and now he's just kind of like, blah, who cares? No, and
Yeah,
that's
but-
going to lead to another point.
It's not like he goes
It's
to
the
the
end of the world,
gym.
man.
No, Sergeant Abraham in the comic book, he's huge. Like he is not a small man. He's,
Okay, it's the end of
he's-
the world. The gyms do not work.
Yeah, because the sweat card passed. Probably.
I know, right?
There's no
Fuck!
way.
Imagine at the end of the world, that'd be like. That reminds me of this one meme.
Waiting outside of X Fitness. Let me in!
That reminds me of this one meme I saw. I think completely off topic. There's like the apocalypse is happening behind this guy, and he's swiping in to go in the gym. End of the world. Fuck it! It's leg day,
Yeah.
and I couldn't stop laughing at it. No, but if we did something like that'd be cool. Like look at the governor's. I wouldn't say origin, but I mean you had his own story.
For
It
the
took
few
2 episodes.
Yeah,
Fine.
but they're trying to explain how he, the kind of.
But the point I'm making is that it showed it worked. It garnered interest to people to see. Because they could have been an offshoot. People could be like, oh, another fucking stupid episode about the governor. I don't want to fucking watch this shit. I actually thought those were the best 2 episodes in the first half. Was seeing the governor break down, be reborn, try to change, because he's like, how I was before was bad. Like, and then to your credit, Ginger, is that you even said yourself that when you saw the sea of walkers stuck, and you're like, that's basically telling him that he can't change. This is how it is.
That was a TSN turning point.
And your TSN turning point.
Yeah, basically.
That's what it was. Like, he basically warned that specific moment you cannot change. This is who you are. This is your fate. And that was cool. But I would like to see an origin story of Rick. Like we did in one essence. Actually, Rick did get his day.
One, yeah,
he did get his day. But
Rick,
what about Tyrese?
And Shane. Yeah, Tyrese used to be a football player.
Yep.
The thing is, though, is what my guess is what they're going to do is that they're going to do more or less like they did with the governor-ish, but not over 2 episodes. Because there's how many different groups? There's like 4 or 5 different groups. So tonight they're going to open with, maybe they might pepper a little bit of all of them.
But they could just do like one episode just on the Herschel family. Yeah. It's like, boom, this is what happened. You had Maggie, you had Beth, you had the mother, you had the other one, because I know there was other, you had the son, you had Otis, you could do it like day 1, this is what happened on the Herschel farm, how everyone started dying.
Yeah. Or I can't remember where I read it, and it's probably a whole bunch of bullshit, but is the one theory, air quotes, is that they're going to do a la Tarantino. And I don't mean the gruesome or anything. This episode is going to be, so-and-so meets up with so-and-so, and then they all kind of group back together, and then they're going to rewind it as to what happened.
Yeah, kind of like Kill Bill.
I hope it's not, because then first episode right in tonight, you're going to know who's alive, who's not, who's this, who's that. Which
I don't think that'll
dumb.
Be tonight's episode.
But that'd be dumb. But that's one little thing. But I mean,
even if tonight's is going to be Rick's concussion.
Yeah, if they concentrate on like Rick and Carl tonight, and then tomorrow what happened to these people, and then the next one, what happened to the next one, these people. But then that could, in theory, hurt the ratings because. How many people care as much as Rick and Carl as they do as Glenn and a school bus?
Well,
I mean, I'm a fan of both, but a lot of people are like, you know what? It's Glenn.
But you could still do you don't have to do full snippets of everything. But I mean, like, what if you took one episode and you had? It's kind of like you have just like Maggie and Beth and how they're trying to survive on their own, and then but in the meantime you're doing like flashbacks, kind of like Arrow of how day 1 happened to them. And then have your breakdown of, you can group them together in their flashbacks. Like, you can basically write that Tyrese was playing football, let's say that, and Lizzie happened to be in the stadium when day 1 happened. You can do that too. And then you can do Daryl, bring in Meryl, bring back Michael Rooker! And then do it like a whole scene there. Like, you can do all this in 4 episodes if you're smart. Mm-hmm. Like, Rick and Carl and Sarah Wayne Callies, who is credited for this season, very low credit, but she's there.
Probably because of flashbacks.
Yeah, because of the flashbacks. So you
she's
can
not
do that.
credited in 2014. She's only 2013.
No, I thought that's somewhere.
Yeah, and Carol's 2014. So Carol's coming back.
So is the governor.
Yeah.
So is the governor. He's credited right now.
Then, honestly, I really hope he died. I don't know.
Anyways,
that's why. Like, I hope that he died, and. I'm making a find out. He got knifed, but we don't know.
And the thing about the governor, what really pisses me off, and I know people will fight me on it, I think he was like the ideal comic book villain. Like, he just worked. But in the comic book, he was very short. Like, his run in the actual Walking Dead comic was short.
Yeah.
But the TV show took something and built it. And they made it really good. They gave him an origin story, so that has to tell you. Not an origin story, but they gave him his own 2 episodes. They can tell you that, one, he's got the acting cred, and I would love David Morrissey on the podcast. If you're listening, just come over.
But he can carry a show. Now, out of the other main characters, I don't think all of them can carry the full episode.
I don't think Michonne would be able to. Michonne and Tyrese, they're not...
Exactly. Like, I hate to be hating on Tyrese, because he's personally one of my favorites, but he can't carry a show because he's basically either... what are we doing? What am I doing? Or Berserker Rage and smashing everything.
Well, the thing
you can only see a Berserker Rage for so long, even though it's awesome.
Yeah,
it's just kind of like, okay,
I think
let's see what happens now.
Michonne's would be too long. That's why I don't think that she can carry her own in an episode.
Yeah,
hers would be way too long because she has so much that she hides. She keeps everyone at arm's length.
Yeah, because she doesn't show her emotions or whatnot. No. But in the little trailers or whatever, she's crying in the lawn.
She's fucking baggage. She cut off her brother's and boyfriend's jaw and arms and shit. But that's the
thing. She's all emotional now in this little
she had a baby.
She had a baby.
They implied that she had a baby and it died.
Yeah.
So now the governor's affection towards Lily and Megan, was it fully genuine, or with that was this just another power play for him? If the governor, and also on top of that, even if the governor was able to convey his feelings after, do you think he could do it after everything he's done? Like, I mean, do you think he could be human?
Yes.
Is what it boils down to.
Yes.
And I think to circle back to what we were just talking about,
was his affections toward Megan and Lily some sort of him trying to redeem himself, only to ultimately say, yeah.
At first, yes, and then
I would say it was almost a delusion of grandeur. Like, he was just kind of like reminiscent to him. That was his wife. That was his daughter, and that's what pulled him into it. Because we saw a broken man going into that episode who was willing to use the strafe function on his keyboard and moved out of the zombie's way very carefully.
That's awesome. Yeah,
that's really what it was like. Oh, sidestep, motherfucker. No, but I mean, that scene tells you right there, he was clearly delusional because he thought that was his daughter in the window. And that's why he stayed alive.
And even after he knew it wasn't, he even said to, I can't think of her name.
Lily?
Yeah, I'm not going to lose you again. Well, yeah, guess what? That's his wife and kid he's talking about. Or a wife-type person and a child-type person in his life.
I think significant other figure in a child.
Yeah, that he kind of cares about, yada, yada, yada. And that's why he was trying to rehumanize himself, air quotes. And then he saw the whole bunch of zombies and TSN turning point. There you go. It just clicked.
We're getting sued for every time you're going to say TSN turning point.
No, they're cool. They're cool with it. I already called them.
Well, we see when Lily's carrying Megan through the field during the attack, it was after that incident that he turned around and said, "We're going in, kill them all." It's like something just snapped. It's like almost like he felt his family was killed all over again.
Yeah.
I think even before that, I think the scene, and I'm just going to go back to it, the river full of walkers.
Yep.
That was kind of the scene I can never be anything. This is who I am. I need to be this tyrant.
But, I mean, he may have thought that, but no one has to be.
Well, some people feel, and I think
some people feel that they have to.
They do.
Yeah, but they don't actually have to be it. They just, again, think that they are.
Yeah. I think that...
Which actually made me question, I didn't include it on our notes to discuss, but because I thought it would go way too in-depth, but is he actually a sociopath? And did he have these tendencies prior to the world ending? Because really, he couldn't act on them. He could have had a life like Dexter, a wife, a kid, somebody, going through the daily motions of somebody in a regular life, but secretly have these ideations that now, when there's no government, no rulings, nothing else, and he became the governor, he can act out his rulings as wanted.
Maybe he just needed to be medicated.
Oh.
No, I'm sorry.
But it could have just been even simple, something as simple as
loose.
Yeah, or could have just been always loose, and when his wife and his daughter died, that was the straw that broke the camel's back.
That's true.
Well, yeah, I mean, look at Carol. Carol did a complete 180.
Little church mouse beaten to the pulp, and now becoming a cold-blooded killer.
Basically,
I don't think she was a cold. I think her actual intent was to try and help people at the camp.
She basically went from being a spineless little twig
to her own person.
To her own person. Yeah. She has a spine, and if needed, she could lead. If somebody needs to step up, because she even said nobody else was willing to do or make that decision.
Yeah, and it's true.
Or something to that effect. And it's like, well, guess what? You just stepped up and you became the self-appointed leader.
I'm not saying what she did was correct. I'm thinking if she had those thoughts, she could have went to Rick or the council and expressed, should we do this as a course of action? She did
what she thought was correct.
Right.
Just like the governor was doing what he thought was correct. So basically, Carol just grew a set. That's the
it sounds much.
Because I don't think the council would have ever agreed to burning them.
No. The end of the world will change people. Like, we could all sit here and say, I have this plan and I would try and save everyone. How do you know? You don't know if you're actually going to be insane and just lose your mind and then kill yourself right off the bat.
Well, no, that's what you would do in the video game. So I mean, it's the same as real life,
right? Because they're totally one and the same.
Well, because you always hit the power button or just restart the level.
Yeah.
I think you can go either way.
Or you get ambushed like 10 times by a bunch of clickers and then you just...
Oh, it's not like I didn't tell you what to do in that fucking video game, so do not...
They came from the roof and through the windows.
Play Last of Us. Max out your shivs! What'd you do? I didn't max out my shivs yet.
No, I did. No, because I didn't know if I didn't
Stab in
find
the fucking throat.
I didn't find the save combination. It was in the ambush. Anyway.
But do you think it was a good idea to put leadership back in Rick's hands?
Oh yeah.
I do and I don't.
For the show to pick up, yeah, because it was dragging.
It wasn't dragging. Wasn't dragging like first half of season 2. First
half of season 2 was magic. I
think him taking a break, doing some of the things around the prison, farming, having fields, carrots, potatoes.
That's being a passive leader.
Yeah, I guess.
I know. I
don't name the zombies, but I'm naming the pig Violet.
I didn't get.
Sorry,
that's what happened in the show.
So he's farming, vegetables, everything, carrots, you name it,
bacon.
whatever.
And guess what happens? A lot of people get sick from the bacon.
Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, while he was doing all that, it's kind of like he humbled himself from I don't give a fuck Rick in season 3. He kind of returned to season 2 Rick. So when the governor came, and pretty much they're like, well, you're the man in charge today. His first thought was doing it for the best of everybody and survival of everyone, as opposed to saying, fuck this, shoot them all, start it up, who dies, who dies. But
like get her done.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
I think him stepping down for a while kind of grounded him back to the man he used to be, and I think he's struggling to keep that,
But also at the same time doing that made everybody else kind of like him a little bit more. He played the sympathy card almost, kind of like, no, you know what, I'm stepping away.
Your wife was killed, so we feel bad.
Well, no, it's kind of like I'm stepping away, so you guys do it by council. I don't take care of it, yada yada, this and that. And because of that, it's kind of like, he's being more passive. He's letting everybody else lead. Kind of, it's like, yeah, no, I'm done. You guys lead. We're at peace. Blah blah blah. Whatever. I'll be Farmer Joe with my friggin' turnips and carrots and stuff, and that's pretty much it. And doing that, nobody's ever going to have a problem with him taking over again. It's like, no!
Yeah, but he didn't flip out, but this isn't a democracy anymore and just say, fuck you guys, I'm the final say. Because he even said at the end of season 3, I'm not your governor.
Yeah. But he said the Rictatorship or whatever, something kind of like that, at the end of season 2, I think, when he turned kind of like Alabama. Oh yeah, he went apeshit. So, and that's what's going to happen again, I think. He's going to go, super protective. And
I actually think he's a broken man right now.
No!
Okay.
By the way, that was sarcasm. If you didn't... No. It's, yeah.
He's not broken at all. So he killed his best friend.
Literally.
Lost his wife.
Figuratively, in both ways. He's very...
Judith was taken away like a football. His life is great right now. He's moonwalking on fucking sunshine.
I'm pretty sure that Tyrese has Judith.
Yeah.
Well, but...
And that's another thing I want to find out tonight. I swear, if I don't find out, I'm just going to flip a table.
No rage. No rage, man. Let it go.
I think a table will be flipped. What do you need to find out?
If Judith is alive.
You won't find out tonight. I'm
pretty sure that's... you might even get, a stupid snippet of Tyrese, constantly, looking.
I think
they'll do something stupid, but I don't think they'll come on and say, oh, look, a baby. It's not going to happen.
Most arguments.
What the hell?
What was that? Like an Italian kind of? I don't know, baby.
I guess in the zombie world, everyone's Italian. It's a me, Mario. Look, a Judith, a punch.
It's a Spaghetti Tuesday.
It's not a Spaghetti Wednesday.
Oh, jeez.
I'm not looking.
What? No, she was going to say something. Go.
Anyway.
Do you need an ambulance?
I think you were glaring at me, so that was just kind of. I made an Italian joke.
She was waiting to make a comment.
I'm Irish.
Close enough.
Anyway.
Why don't you just go eat some fucking potatoes and carrots,
tater tots, and steamed vegetables.
Steamed vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
stew.
Who got this? So okay, we all have a case of the giggles, so carry on.
Let me tell you a story. I'm going to tell you a story about Taryn making me go in to pick up a pizza named Archibald Meat Pads. She ordered a pizza. I'm going to share this with everyone because it's funny. She calls me at work and goes, I ordered a pizza tonight. And I was like, what's so funny? She goes, I put underneath the name Archibald. I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, Archibald Meat Pants. Oh, God.
So he went to pick up a pizza, compared to pick up pizza for Archibald?
And then they say it would last.
No, they were like snot-nosed kids, but if the owner would have been like, Archibald? Like,
so that basically the kids didn't get it.
they didn't get it. Thank God. That would have been awkward. Archibald Meat Pants. I kept thinking of the one character from Family Guy walking into the room named Apollo, the black stripper. He'd be like, oh, I'm going to wreck this one.
No,
was it?
He's like, somebody's getting paid and someone's getting torn
right open.
Anyway, moving on. We got a lot to
Wow.
We are officially digressing.
Most arguably, the biggest point of the episode was the death of Herschel Green.
Assuming he's dead.
No, give him. Let's give him respect.
He's dead.
Let's give him respect. He was
Don't
supposed
lose
to
your
be.
head about that.
Yeah. Oh.
But I'm bunching.
That was a pain in the neck. But anyways, I think it's funny because he survived season 2. They wanted to kill him. What was it, season 2? They wanted to kill him.
Yeah,
You're making a mistake.
Yeah.
Scott Wilson.
I don't know. I think it's gonna be hard watching the show without Herschel. I personally thought he was an excellent add to the show. There was also, aside from the shock value of Herschel being killed off, there was a lot of debate over the fact that between Herschel.
What are we
Is that his relative?
Between Herschel.
No, that's his original name before he, emigrated.
Herschel! We see like the song.
What was that? Wow. Anyway,
Sorry,
Herschel.
Street car called Herschel.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, usually the H is silent. Anyway, so
Hope is spelled with H. Shit.
Okay, we don't get that inside joke. So Herschel, you're gonna miss Herschel.
we lost Todd, everybody.
It's the Superman symbol. What is that's an S? No, it's my symbol for hope.
Okay, it's about The Walking Dead.
Sorry.
So moving on.
Back on topic.
Yeah, back on topic. There was a lot of concern about, or not concern, but argument that out of Herschel and Michonne, why did he kill Michonne? Michonne was the immediate threat, killed Penny, took his eye. Must have been such a headache. But the governor dealt in absolutes, a man who didn't entertain loose ends, so the controversy over the scene is quite debated. Or perhaps this is the governor showing his true sociopathic nature, that whether it had been either or, some men just want to watch the world burn.
Batman! I think he had, because he's too smart. That's the thing, is he knew
Are you
that...
too smart? You kill Michonne if you're too smart. You're too stupid if you kill Herschel.
No. That's brilliant to kill.
Then again,
You want to know why?
he went for the hurt.
Exactly. If he kills Michonne, Michonne's dead. She doesn't feel anything. Now she's going to feel, because the idea was, make her watch as he mows down all of her buddies and her pals, and makes Herschel a Pez dispenser, and you're still alive. You lost everything, just like I lost everything because of you, because my little zombie daughter was everything. That's what he was thinking. That's my 2 cents, and I'm sticking to it. So he's a genius, but he's bad.
No, he's diabolically diabolic.
He's just misdirected.
Diabolic?
No, yeah, and the other thing is he probably killed Herschel for the same line of reasoning. For
emotional.
He went for the hurt as opposed to
on Rick.
Yes, because Rick's relationship, no arguments here, is definitely a lot closer to Herschel than it is Michonne. The group, and obviously Maggie, Beth, there's a lot of,
It's psychological mind games.
Yeah.
It was totally warfare. That's all it was.
I was just gonna say the exact same
it was.
Great minds think alike.
That was a compliment from Todd. Carry on. Don't stop.
That's a rarity, so you fucking take it.
So it was definitely warfare on his part, because that exactly like Marc said, it was she's going to watch while all these people suffer because he made her suffer. I don't think there's any other big reason behind it aside from that. You suffer.
Yeah.
You made me suffer. Done.
Yeah.
People want to try and look further down. That's it.
It's called overthinking it. Don't overthink it, man.
Yeah, because
What do you mean? In a comic book, they killed Tyrese. This is horseshit.
No, but you should divorce. No, I'm just kidding.
You need to divorce yourself in the comic book, yeah? Like, fuck, who cares?
Thank God I personally never overthink anything.
Wow, my intelligence is assaulted.
The next, I guess.
Assaulted. She laid siege to my brain.
Sorry.
The next death, I guess, which brought up a lot of conversation, was the death of Megan. Because it pretty much was the first on-screen showing of a death by a zombie of a child. Personally, I was watching the episode at the time with Marc and Todd. When it happened, pretty much everybody stood up and went, yeah! when Megan got bit by the zombie. But
I'm surprised that they did not get their hands slapped about this.
But why
I think it's
because, and then I wouldn't say it's like an FCC regulation. It's a etiquette that you never show a child being killed or being bodily harmed. Like, you don't see it. Like, if you watch the one scene in the Hunger Games where it was just a slaughter of children, you don't actually see it.
But that's a
you
movie.
just hear the cannon.
Yeah, I
But
think
it doesn't matter.
I think in the
shows,
show, I think it actually flows with the, I guess,
realism.
for better words, yes, realism of the show. Their choices, their struggle to survive, the dilemmas.
Because kids, you know what? If Z-Day were to ever happen, kids, it's gonna happen. Babies, children, adults, grandparents, everyone is going. Someone in some age group is going to get bitten by a zombie, whether we like it or not.
And
most of us don't like it, but hey, it's not going to stop it from happening.
Pardon my words. They introduced youth violence early on in the show with Carol teaching the young ones about knives and etc. So when Lizzie armed herself with a gun and shot somebody
cold
blank
child.
range.
Like, wow. I stood up for that. I was like, yes, right in the head.
But that's the thing, though, is with showing the death of like the zombie bite on the little one and whatnot, it's going to happen, and that's why they have TV ratings before the show starts, for starters.
That's true.
But then also after that happened, we were all sitting at the edge of the couch, and you knew business was about to pick up. That's for the episode. But also, if you want to dig deep and go right into the psychological part of it, it's on the governor's camp, how many kids were trained how to fight and stuff? Goose egg. On the other camp, the prison camp, how many kids were taught how to fight because of Carol's kind of intervention, we'll say. Well, guess what? If it wouldn't have been for her, there'd be another character dead. For the one badass friggin' chick that shot him point blank or whatever. And it's just little things like that, I don't know, that's just the way I see it.
We gotta wonder, because Lizzie right now, we assume she was with Tyrese when they took off. Not to mention she may be on her own, but she's not really with any adult supervision to watch over her. She may go down the same road as Carl, shoot now, ask questions later.
No, but from what the last episode showed, she's with Tyrese. Because didn't Tyrese say the two girls?
Well, Tyrese ran after her. Then he was like, no, not that way, and he took off after them. There's no... But then at 38 minutes, we see Tyrese running somewhere by himself.
Something up,
Yeah, so we don't know for sure.
And he said not that way because he was probably going toward back to the baby carriage and seeing the zombie baby.
Yeah.
Or as a lot would hope, is a non-zombie baby.
Right.
But it's a zombie baby.
Bad taste. You know what? That was bad taste.
What, a zombie baby?
Was it Dawn of the Dead?
Yeah.
The remake, the fucking creepy zombie baby that has ninja-like skills?
Yeah, that's
I'm kind of happy to do... No, I was happy about it because it was nice to see a sense of realism. Because you can't shelter children from this and the aspect of, well, there's going to be kids in this post-apocalyptic world, but they're just never going to die.
They'll be able to fight.
Who is it going to offend? Who could they offend? If a parent gets offended, change the channel. You shouldn't watch a zombie show.
Yeah.
If a kid gets offended, well, maybe the kid shouldn't be watching it. Just a thought.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, change the channel. But
that would make sense, and that's parenting.
The thing is, if they did that in season 1, that would be bad. But they did it in season 4.
Yeah.
Because you know what?
So they slowly ramped
slow
it up.
incline.
Because I think it was that no one is safe on that show.
What's
his name?
The guy.
Describe him.
Did he
the old guy.
Herschel?
No.
The guy that's missing his foot. That's
The RV
Herschel.
driver.
Dale.
Dale.
You know what? It's okay because I forget his fucking name all the time.
So I mean, like, you think, I didn't expect him. Yeah, and he did. But he's a pivotal character in the comic books, at least up until they meet the cannibals. But
he was still pretty bad. Like, he died even worse in the comic book.
Yes, he did. Yeah. But he laughed while he was doing it. Yes, because they are now all infected. Well, technically everyone's infected.
Well, in the story, yeah.
But I mean, no one is safe. He died. But I mean, Shane in the comic book dies like in 2 pages. But he stayed alive for 2.5
I tell you, the guy that played Shane plays a douchebag quite well.
John Berthold?
Oh, yes. Like, I mean, you literally read the comic book and then you watch him play.
And he played,
bang. You're just like,
the thing is, he can't play any other character because he was in Grudge Match and he blew ass in that. Yeah, I just saw Shane the whole time. And he was supposed to be the good guy's son.
It does
but
suck.
He just sucked.
It does suck that he got typecast like that. He's a decent actor, but
he
they should have. Like, I know you have
he did
people
rub his head quite a few times.
No, but I mean, people get pissed off about, well, this isn't following the comic book and shit. How many people actually think read the Walking Dead comic book before the show came out? I'm sure there was a good amount, but
hardcore fans only.
Yeah, but I mean now there's a lot more because everyone's like, "Oh, this is what it's like." But now they're reading the comic book and they're going, "Oh, this is different." What do you mean? What do you mean Carol's like a sex-crazed monkey?
It has to be different.
No, like you have no idea. She was fucked. She wanted to marry Rick and Lori at the same time.
Yeah.
And then you had Shane, who was a douchebag to his credit, which Rick killed him twice.
Well, Dale and Andrea had
Andrea was
a
insane.
romance.
Yeah, and Andrea was also like the best shot in the entire group.
Yeah.
She's the one she actually shot the governor. She was the one who shot the governor.
But in the show, she was actually a good shot too, though. That's the thing.
She was.
When she grew a set, when she was able to shoot and whatnot, it's like, that felt.
But you have to keep things different. I mean, you can't go so far away like True Blood, and just completely derail your series from the book, and then say, well, it's based on it. Not really True Blood, but at least this is still based on the comic books, as in most, like 98% of the characters. Because everyone except for the Dixon brothers, if I can think, everyone's been in the comic book, whether it's physical, if there's physical description's been different, because Carol is younger and blonde with long hair. And in the show, she's older and she looks completely different. So it's based on it, and it can't be the same. It cannot be the same, otherwise it's predictable. And what's going to make you watch next week? Oh, I already read the comic book, so I know what's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that does not make the ratings.
That's why it's always based off of.
Yeah, and but it can't derail, like, again.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, is that it keeps everybody watching and so on, because it'll keep the hardcore fans watching, saying, oh, are they going to follow this? Because this is what should happen. Or the other type of hardcore fan, how are they going to screw it up this week? Well, guess what? They're going to screw it up to a way that you're still watching, so you suck.
Yeah.
Because you're still watching, because it's entertaining.
Yeah.
If you want to see the comic book series or whatever, guess what? Just read the comic book. Because if somebody just remakes the comic, they remake Iron Man just like the comic, or Spider, or any superhero even, it's not going to be as good as if they remake it based on that, but then they add their own creative, flair, we'll say. Star Trek, the reboot of Star Trek with the lens flares and so on, no pun intended, but it's their own bit on it, and it's some of it fails miserably, like Transformers, the latest ones, or it does really well, like Walking Dead does very well. And
it's just the problem with the Walking Dead and the really hardcore fans. It's like anyone in any genre. I will, I can sit here with my nerd rage about X-Men.
Yeah, since when have turtles got lips?
That's true.
And why is Megan Fox? No.
They got lips now.
But
no, this is not okay.
Oh, everyone else does.
What's next? Shermie's gonna have lips?
So anyway, you can divorce yourself as much as you want, but if you're gonna keep bitching about it and say, "Oh my God, I hate what they did," stop watching.
Yeah.
Why are you still watching and wasting your time being pissed off about something? Stop it. You know what? I'm not gonna go watch the new X-Men movie if it's gonna piss me off.
Yeah, it's already pissed me off.
It's already pissed me off, so I'm not gonna see it.
Because everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
Yeah.
No, they're not. I mean, they are, but some opinions are worth more than others, in my opinion. If that makes sense.
What the hell?
Oh yeah.
Are you having a stroke?
I don't know. I think so.
Why is your side of the face drooping?
I haven't finished your one again.
I think, honestly, that...
Is it a French thing?
Yeah,
hey.
I was going to say, is it like a homage to...
Jean had Bell's palsy. That's why he had
he is such a tough man that his wife beat the crap out of that burglar when he was underneath his bed. That girl.
Yeah, and he choked out Ken Dryden in anyways. Carry on.
Was it a crucifix?
So...
No, for real.
Oh, really? Good for him. Good for him.
So, yeah. I honestly...
The thing is, any successful show will take that they base it on a story or a book or whatever. They'll base it loosely, but they don't say loosely because it just doesn't sound as. But it sounds almost dirty. It's like, oh, this is loosely based. Oh, that sounds dirty, or it sounds like a really cheesy bad.
Yeah,
comedy,
exactly.
Like a Tropic Thunder kind of comedy.
Or
Tropic Thunder is loosely based on a real story,
yeah.
and at some point they actually say that loosely. Why? they're in the jungle somewhere where there was military activity, air quotes, and there was a cameraman at one point in time. So technically, it is loosely based on.
But was Robert Downey Jr. black in this book?
No, he wasn't. But that's the thing; it's loosely based.
Like
on
the Twilight series is loosely based off vampires. I'm sorry,
because there's vampires in it.
Vampires who fart sparkles.
Why would you bring her this up? She's right here.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I don't look like Kristen Stewart.
Sorry, Bella.
Oh!
Anyway,
Wow, the rain.
I know. I saw that. I literally saw like a fucking unicorn come out with the shape that it was a middle finger.
No, I
That's
meant
called
the
a
acting
horn.
range.
That's a
Didn't you see the picture? It was a unicorn, and instead of like the unicorn head, it was the middle
Like,
finger.
I have to give our audience one thing. They entertain me sometimes with some of the shit they post on our page. I laugh anyways. Anyways, moving on. Let's go back to something relevant.
the
Me.
death of the
Yeah. Oh, that's the end of the podcast, folks. Chimichanga.
I have no ego at all. Brian's not here, so I have to take on the other 75% of ego in this room.
Yes, and this is also loosely based.
And your math sucks.
This is not loosely based. An Arby's sandwich is loose.
Neat.
So.
We're talking about basing TV shows or movies
Okay, but
on
here's the
topics,
thing, though.
yada, yada,
Sometimes-
2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. If you give John 8 apples and Tommy eats 4, calculate the son's mass.
Oh, what the fuck?
It's called Google, bitch.
Did you just Google this right now to try and be smarter than everyone
No,
else?
she's just trying to
I
screw
just
around
think
and
in
have
slow motion. I just saw Todd's brain break for half a second.
It's leaking. What?
There's brain matter coming out.
So I was backsplash from his last.
Really? Well, you know what? It's fine. I'll just keep
Last
it.
deuce.
It wasn't that bad. It's solid again.
Yes.
I am proud of this.
I'm really glad we're so candid.
You know what?
Everyone.
Obviously, people like our stuff. We get a lot of listens. They think it's funny.
Well, as long as you didn't call it views, because every
You know what?
every podcast I listen to, our viewers. No, we're not watching. We're listening.
No, I don't say
rage
viewers.
every
I
time.
say audience.
No, I mean
Audience.
In general.
Audience.
Nobody in specific said it. Just in general, just about everybody said it.
I'm
For all you know, it's one person listening 900 times.
Yeah.
Is it Deadpool? Million one, million two, million three. No, seriously.
Okay.
No, but if you make things too close to the video game, as an example, Resident Evil is an ongoing reason why you don't. You finally see Jill Valentine the way you want to. Like, this is not what I want. I don't like
That's
this.
not Jill.
Or you see Silent Hill 2, and you're like, this is too much like the video game. I do not like this.
Well, the first one.
I got diabetes from watching this
I
movie.
do not like this. Everyone to the chopper!
Cool it! She's been wanting to work that in now for a while. I am proud of you, honey.
You just sounded like that.
So anyways,
Well, yeah.
I was raging there. I'm sorry.
I say T-Dog's the leader. I don't know.
You know what? I'm going to bring this up when we see him next month. That you made a poor comment about him.
What are you talking about? He's the leader.
Leader what, Death?
The group.
Marc,
Anyway,
you're
Mark. Oh, God.
Hey,
You know what?
Guess what? Hey, you know what I'm doing? Struggling? Yeah, but maybe it's on topic.
Oh.
By the way, the special guest, that's me, is staying on topic.
Yes, well, I've been trying to get us back there while he's busy
Yeah,
ranting about
with your Arnold get to the chopper bit. Yeah, okay, let's go. We're at the chopper now.
the chopper to the conversation!
Here's the
Yeah, it's Sub-Zero now. No Zero.
That's cute.
I'm sorry. I'm still getting over this Bud Light commercial from the
Yeah.
Super Bowl. I don't care. That was great. Schwarzenegger wearing tight shorts, playing fucking table tennis, blew my mind. Okay, so back on top.
Okay.
The
The governor.
Devin the Governor. Overall audience reaction.
Quote, unquote.
I'm gonna say it's a 50-50. In my opinion, I felt.
We don't know.
I think, from what I've read, a lot of people were pissed. I'm one of them because I felt we could have got another season. A lot of people were happy because it's the governor and he's dead. But
Some
leading
people
into the
didn't
next
like the
point,
governor, though.
he's not dead. He is not dead.
We
You
don't
did
know
not
for
see her
sure.
death.
Yeah, you didn't see that. You saw her shoot, but you didn't see like from her point of view, just from his point of view, kind of thing. So you don't know if she shot and like she chickened out last second, shot beside
What
his
if?
head.
Either way, there's
So then he's gonna have,
no
like-
way he's getting up and running away from that with the hordes of zombies that were behind him.
No, that's true. That's true.
Well, that's the thing. Unless he, like, I mean,
Unless
if he
Carol
did that-
shows up.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
No, she
Oh.
won't.
Intertwining.
No.
Here it
No.
comes. Ball sacks out. She's like, holy shit! What if Lily shot him through the exact hole that he just got stabbed, so no bullet goes through him?
No, she didn't have.
Hey, hi! Welcome back to planet Earth.
Anything is possible. Magic bullet theory. JFK.
Yeah, roll a d20. You rolled a 1. You failed.
I shot myself in the face.
In the foot, exactly.
I shot myself in the face.
Lose one of that one move in action.
Click.
Boom.
What the bang? Dead.
Exactly.
After that incident, your face did look better.
Hey.
Well, at least you have an eye patch. So on that note,
Hey, Tara, where'd you? I stabbed her in the eye the other night by accident. She said, what the fuck, man? I'm like, you okay? She goes, no, I need to get an Oreo fucking cookie over my eye.
really?
Really? I almost went and
There
got
was a
it.
straw wrapper in my face and hit me squarely in the eye. At
Oh.
point blank
No,
range,
seriously.
may I add?
Well, if you would have missed, that would have been pretty bad. So the governor's probably dead. If they bring him back, that'll be stupid in my opinion.
Why not? Genetically enhanced. He comes back to
You
cyborg.
know what?
Unless he's got
Introduce a
the-
new villain.
Yeah,
It's
basically.
time to move on.
But
Well, the thing is, actually introducing a person as a villain, I think they're going to wait till probably near the end of the season. Because right now it's
Everybody's
survival
struggling
and
and
struggle.
recouping with
well, yeah,
Herschel's death.
that part is like kind of more. I would say we towards season 5.
And they're going to have to, at some point in time, revisit the, oh, by the way, Carol's the one that burned him, just so you guys know.
BT does.
And I've already got my theory on how that's going to happen. Carry
But I
on.
mean, that would
Which
be.
is?
No, well, it's the end,
No,
isn't it? We're going to close on our
Okay, we'll kick you
theories.
down.
So that's what I'm
Hey,
trying to
Honda,
finish.
Honda, neutral. Throw yourself in neutral. Do it. Cool it. Calm down. By the way, if anyone's wondering, Marc brought tube socks today. That is a huge thing for me. Very huge. No, but I mean,
You wish.
but was this the best way to kill the governor? I don't think so.
I like it.
I liked how
I
it went
liked
down.
it. We loved it when we watched it, but I'm looking back in retrospect. It was just kind of like,
They left it open to interpretation, and I think they kind of did it that way because they could really go any other way.
Well,
Either
look
way
at
it kind
now,
of pisses
but
me off because they gave the governor such badass music when he comes on screen. You just have to
the
stop.
pulse.
The boom, boom, boom. You're like,
Yeah, by the way,
Well,
Kyle's
we
doing a
don't
funny
usually,
face
yeah,
right now.
we
It's
don't
kind of
usually
like,
have
oh,
strokes
snap.
when we're listening to government.
Exactly. But the thing is, though, with that and how he died, or supposedly
it's a good beat.
died, is Rick didn't kill him, because then that would make Rick too strong, too powerful, too invincible.
And
But
let's
it's the
face-
fact that Rick
He
has
killed
heart.
Rick. He was gonna kill
Rick
Rick.
Well,
was
that's
dead.
it.
He was gonna
Rick,
do
Rick is the
everything.
John Cena of the show.
Oh God, I can't watch it no more.
And I'm sorry.
Ah!
Rick's
But that's the
compassion
thing,
is a
he's-
liability.
Exactly. He's got heart.
I quit. I quit this podcast. I'm done.
In the comic book, isn't that how the governor died? Didn't he get killed
No.
by what's her name though?
No, he had his brain, his head blown off his head. His other eyeball flew away.
But wasn't it what's her face that killed him?
Lily shot his head off with a fucking double barrel shotgun.
Yeah, so she shot
She
him.
shot
But it had
him.
nothing to do with. She had no kid. It had nothing to do
No,
with that.
it doesn't
Doesn't
matter.
matter.
It's the fact that they brought that little bit, kind of like, okay,
Yes.
well, here's
That
the
tie-in was
comic
nice.
book friggin' geeks to get. There you go. I was gonna say something else, but yeah, and that's my theory on it, is that it kept Rick real and beatable, but he's still gonna survive.
Even in the
and come back.
comic book,
Don't fall asleep, Rick.
this next,
Get
and I'm going to stress
concussion.
this, and I'm going to stress this, is that this half is going to be very comic book orientated. It's going to follow it a lot, especially
they
how
said.
from what I
that's
see,
they said.
like everything that Rick is going through happens in the comic book to a T, to the point that Carl thought he was dead. It almost
Lose
offed
the
him
hand.
to finish it off. But there's other things that me and Ginger were talking about. There's things that happen in the comic book when it happened. For example, in the comic book, they end up going back to Herschel's farm for a small stint. The house is still there. The barn's gone, but the
Yeah.
house is still there.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they go back?
Well, we
Maybe
go back
they
to
will.
the shelter.
That's the thing. Maybe they will on this one, though. You never know.
That's what I'm thinking.
Or
That's
one
what
of the groups might go back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Glen
I wouldn't be
school bus
surprised-
run.
yeah,
Maybe.
yeah,
Quite
You never
honestly,
know.
that'd be a great
'Cause
idea.
Glenn might think, hey, if I go there and she survives, she'll meet me back at her house.
Yeah.
Let's go back there, or something to that effect.
I think we're gonna. Well, 2 points. First one is in an interview Norman Reedus said recently. He said that these coming up 8 episodes are the best episodes that he's done, and he said they're going to be crazy.
Well, of course, they always are. And then the next 8 are going to be the best they've ever made. It's like, oh, these are going to ramp up from season 4 when they do season 5. Oh, these are going to be great. That's what they do. That's a good one.
There's also been speculation and interviews that Lauren Cohen's character, Maggie, takes on a very angry role as things go forward after the death of her father, so that's going to be interesting to see. As well as I think there is going to be a huge story arc for Michonne in her past. I think we're going to learn a lot about her in the next 8 episodes.
Well, that's the thing. There was like a snippet of Maggie that basically she's like point blank just stabbing zombies in the face.
Yeah.
And just kind of like,
but will it be better than
going to town?
But will it be better than Tyrese's nerd rage with the hammer?
No, Tyrese is just flat out freaking roid rage. That's what he looked like. She's more calculated.
He took on a herd of walkers.
Yeah, but you know what? Groovy. Grieve will make you do some crazy shit.
Yeah.
And you're not just that, but adrenaline. Adrenaline that's tied with grief and put into a stressful situation. You can handle a lot more than you think you can.
Or the complete opposite, you just shut down and you just fall and you're done.
Yeah.
And it's such a broad, it's not even that broad of a spectrum. It's this or
extreme. It's one extreme or the other.
That's it. Like, she goes nuts and...
Well, she has the option, fight or flight. And, well, actually, no, she doesn't have that option. We have that option now in our society. Die. Yeah, it's fight or die.
Yeah.
This is going to definitely be a different feel for them for the next 8 episodes. You're going to have 3 storylines running at the same time. It's not...
Actually, 3. We're going to have more than that. There's going to be 5 or 6 storylines.
You got the Rick, Daryl, Glenn, Maggie, Tyrese. That's 5 right there.
Yeah,
and
Michonne,
maybe
6.
And Carol at some point in time is going to come in.
That's too much.
And they're going to do a flashback to what happened to Carol at some point in time.
The smart move, and this is just me, and it's probably going to be different, but I mean, quite honestly, it'd be more...
Hey, Robert Kirkman.
I'm going to be the guy from Game of Thrones every time you piss me off. Oh, you like that character? Dad, fuck you.
No.
That's what he does, man. As soon as you say,
Robert
I like
Kirkman?
that... No, the guy who writes Game of Thrones.
Yeah. George R. Martin.
Yeah. You like that character? Kill him.
Oh, here's an off topic. Yeah, finish the friggin' book, man. Carry on. He hasn't finished yet. Everybody's bothering him online to finish.
Oh, okay. So he's probably going to kill the entire Stark family again.
No,
he's going to res them and kill them again.
He's going to send me an angry tweet because that's what he does to people.
Does he really?
Oh yeah, he's annoyed with it. He's like, fuck off.
Well, hurry up and write your fucking book, man. We kind of want something to watch.
Anyways.
I'm confused now. You totally threw me for a loop. Where I was going with this. No, but I mean, they can't run 5 storylines per episode. That'd be really...
No, I'm saying for the rest of the season.
Yes.
Yeah. They'll touch on certain storylines as it relates to the show as it goes on, because there's also going to be a huge story arc with Sergeant Abraham, his lover, and the other third.
Sergeant Abraham runs into Rick.
But with that though, my opinion, my guess is that's only going to be brought in like 7th or 8th episode kind of thing to kind of like, oh snap, this is what the next season brings up.
But that leads me to that, like, my worry is that are they going to do the Eugene story arc? And it really bothers me because that character was fucking annoying.
That was it, Eugene. Yes,
yeah.
He's going to be.
Where is he going to be in it? Nah, thick. Because he runs into Sergeant Abraham and he's like, this is Eugene. He is like a scientist, blah, 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 blah. We need to get him to Washington because he's figured out the cure for fucking... for the zombies or whatever, and then they find out again he's got like a walkie-talkie and only he can use it every single day because it's limited battery power to whoever he's talking to. Then they find out like 15 comic books later there's no batteries even in the walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
And then they try to kill him.
Okay.
He ends up becoming useful again, but
that's basically the same thing as the telephone thing in the jail.
No, Rick was just crazy.
Yeah.
Rick actually took the phone with him though.
But the Eugene guy, same thing.
No, Eugene wasn't crazy. He just didn't want to be killed. He wanted to be important.
Oh, so he was doing it on purpose?
He basically came out and said, "No, I'm just a science teacher, and that I didn't want to die, so that's why."
Yeah, and science teachers are completely useless, right? Breaking Bad.
Meth.
Yeah.
But anyways, so what do you think is going to happen now?
Somebody got a fly down or something, or are they doing notes for some reason?
What did you do? What did she do? I don't see it.
It's a penis!
Dude, you need to get fucking laid.
Yeah, I thought you were just going to like...
you're going to turn out like...
Hey, man.
What character was it? The fucking...
You got balls.
You're going to turn out like Jonah Hill. You're going to be drawing penises all day. You need to fix yourself.
So, yeah, but he did pretty well. Because this is actually a dude that actually does that for real.
Really?
Like an actual artist that just draws penises and whatnot. And there's one guy that
I'm
drew
so happy this is on this podcast.
No, it's
We
really
should get him on a guest. So tell me your inspiration on penises.
Hey, he's more
it was-
welcome to bring models. We'll just.
Are you fucking serious? I'm gonna have fucking cock meat hanging off my walls for you to test? What is this? A fucking valet of cock? Like, what the
This
fuck?
is the only flaw with your idea.
This is a Walking Dead podcast, not your fascination with penises.
You will have to touch them to hang them on the wall.
I don't know. What if he's got molds?
See, that's different. Then it's fake. Then it's plastic. That's okay.
So it's not cheating?
No, it's not cheating.
It's not cheating if it does not go in an orifice.
And Tyrese will lead the
And
group.
also, the session would be in, we'll say America. So it's international.
International waters.
Different
The United
areas.
States is technically not considered international, so unless you have to go to Mexico or the Caribbean.
It's another country. It's international.
It's international! Nope, we share the same dialing pattern in my eyes.
So then all of Europe and whatnot.
We do not
is
share
international.
one and the area code with the entire world. It's 011
Yes.
dialing code, then the number. So, suck it down, nah. Oh, did I use your own material against you? Ow, you hit me in the sack!
That was
No,
a leg.
no, but seriously though,
Your sack is in your knee. You've got
I have it tucked up in here. Remember my one? Anyways,
No.
No.
what do you mean you don't know?
Is the sound you mean to bum knee? I don't know. Anyways.
Oh, you know, I liked how we were doing so well.
We
So
yeah.
Tyrese will be leading the group.
Oh, thanks for taking point, guest Mark,
I don't know.
who started this whole fucking thing.
Actually, I did by drawing a.
I know, I didn't want to blame you this
No, I
time.
brought it up.
Okay, what's tonight's episode? What's it going to be about? Well,
I think it's going to be a lot about Rick's recovery from his beatdown.
Now, this specific episode, or do you think
Yeah.
it's going to be
This-
maybe like a smidgen here, smidgen, or is it just all that?
No, not all Rick and Carl, but I think Rick and Carl's going to be a huge portion of it. Obviously, there's going to be the Daryl Beth duo and what's going on with them. I don't know. They may introduce Abraham at this point. I don't know for sure, though.
Well, I mean, they have a lot of ground to cover in one episode. There is way too many questions we need to answer right now. Like, basically, we're Rick and got Carl, you got Daryl and fucking useless Beth, and then you got the school bus. Like, there's a lot. I don't think we're going to see Sergeant Abraham. I think it's just going to be kind of like, okay, here's the episode to tell you, this is where everyone is. And then we're going to build up to everyone else. That's what I think it's going to be. And I think that you're going to see Carl turn into a man tonight. I think you're going to see him become a huge leader into this. Because Rick is incapacitated.
Yeah.
He's done. Like,
Rick
I mean,
and
he
Carl-
can't even defend himself. Carl's going to have to do all the work now.
Yeah, Carl is completely on his own while Rick is recovering.
And in the comic book, Carl becomes one vicious son of a bitch. Like, even gets his eye blown out at some point.
Ooh.
Shot to
Well,
out of his
he's
head.
on the right path. I mean, he's already pretty badass to start with for a kid.
Like, I won't lie to you, I was just not a fan of Chandler Riggs when the show came out. I was
He's
not.
grown into
Stay in the
his
damn house.
own.
But that wasn't his fault. He had bad mothering. Like, this is
Mothering?
fucking
Yeah,
penises.
Lori.
But seriously, it was Lori's fault. I blame Lori.
Yeah.
Even in the comic book, you're like, Lori, just tell him to stay in the fucking house.
Yeah,
Just stay in the fucking house.
She's
Just-
too busy judging everyone else and not.
Well, how
just
dare
tending to
you
her own
for
kids.
saving me? How dare you?
Yeah.
You know what it is, though? If you look at that kind of parenting, they were probably, or at least she was probably the type of parent before the whole zombie thing happened, that she had a leash on the kid when the kid was a lot younger. Like, you know, the baby leashes or whatnot?
Yeah.
She probably had that. Oh, well, we gotta run. Shit, I forgot the baby leash. Now this kid's probably gonna die by the end of the first season. No, it didn't. You just died.
Well,
Thank you.
Scene.
Basically, that's probably what happened.
Finn?
No,
You like roll some weird credits. Like, thank you for joining the show, Finn. No.
That's
I know it is Lori's fault. It was Lori's
It
fault.
is.
Now you got, like, Chandler Riggs is definitely, he's grown into his role, which is really good.
No pun intended, but literally.
Well, no, literally, that's good though.
Because he's growing older.
Yeah.
But his character
So
becomes...
it's almost over from now, kid.
Yeah, like, I'm sorry, Chandler. This is your life now. This is who you're going to be.
Maybe not. Because all he needs is a
Look at
decent
Daniel
drug
Radcliffe.
He needs a good drug addiction.
Oh yeah, because he did well after Harry Potter.
He's been in a few musicals. He's going to do some
musicals.
That's what a lot of them do. They do Broadway stuff for like a long time till people forget about you. Then they have minor roles, and then boom, guess what?
Yeah,
you're back in the spotlight doing like weird roles.
But here's the thing though, and this is why I like him, is that he's actually still going to school.
Yeah.
He's trying to still be a social member of society, unlike the Lindsay Lohans and the Justin Biebers and shit like that.
Because he wants to have the Drew Barrymore fame without the Drew Barrymore crack addiction when she's a teenager. That's basically it.
It's good parenting.
That's what happened to her. Yeah, that's the thing. Most child actors are popular when they're actors, and then they make a bunch of really bad choices, Bieber, and then they come back.
Will Wheaton turned out just fine.
Yeah,
but that's my point.
And even Jerry O'Connell, but I mean...
But that's my point. They all went down, but then they came back. So eliminate the down part, and then you're golden.
Well, as long as... You know what the problem is with a lot of child actors is it's the parents that are living vicariously through them. Mm-hmm. If his parents are a part of his life, encouraging him...
His mother died in the first season? Oh, no, you mean the actor, sorry.
Oh, God!
Yeah.
Sorry. I had to, I'm sorry.
But I think this kid must have good parents if he's got a good head on his shoulders. So, I mean, good on him if he's...
Good they're on his shoulders, though. It'd be kind of awkward if his head was on his feet.
Yeah.
So predictions, you're up. Your turn.
Yeah,
She did.
I think tonight...
Wow, I didn't...
I was going to say she did, he did, your turn.
And he called you a he.
I went backwards.
I'm aware.
My girlfriend has the biggest Adam's apple I've ever seen. She goes by Ron.
Ron Burgundy? Anyway, my prediction for tonight...
I look good.
You know what? If you could grow that mustache, you probably would dress up as Ron Burgundy every single day.
Who wouldn't? I wish I could grow a mustache just to look
She would have called... She'd be like, oh my God, Sherby, you took a shit in the fridge. I'm not mad. I'm actually impressed.
And meanwhile, Todd wakes up. What the hell?
Pretty much.
Stop shit in the fridge. Stop being happy about this.
Stop complimenting him.
Yeah. So my prediction for tonight, I think.
Hold on, wait. Go ahead, Rainer.
My prediction for tonight is, I don't think that they're gonna show everyone how everyone survived. It's gonna be probably 60% Rick, and then towards the end, it's gonna be how everyone else went. I do think that maybe some of them are going to make it back to the farm.
Like little snippets of this is what's happening, then cliffhanger.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This
total cliffhanger.
is your life.
Like they'll get back to the
but
farm.
But Abraham's not going to be, or
I don't think they're going to introduce
Abraham.
Yeah, Abraham. Sorry,
I don't think that they're going to introduce a new character unless it's the very end
of this episode.
Maybe are we predicting episodes or
just tonight's episode?
I'm asking episode because I personally can't do
because there's no point. I can only
give you my general. That's it.
I'm not going to put myself on a pedestal, but there's no point predicting the future that can hold my weight, right?
No, just we don't
but I mean,
in general, that's
I think if we try to predict the whole season, it's just not going to work.
I don't think they'll introduce him tonight. If anything, again, if the governor, they're probably going to finish off with the governor, and then in maybe 1 or 2 episodes, they'll introduce Sergeant Abraham. That's my prediction. I think that mostly it's going to revolve around Rick and Carl, and with snippets of Michonne, Tyrese, Glenn, Maggie, Beth, and the other survivors. The other no-name survivors that are probably going to die tonight because that's what happens.
Well,
there's 10 survivors. Where did you come from? You're dead now.
Well, I think that was something I was actually thinking about while you guys were talking.
Well, even like the governor's people. They didn't all die.
That's what I mean.
Well, a good chunk of them did.
Oh, yeah.
The bus have all the sick people on it. They no longer have medicine. They don't have Herschel's care.
It's not sick people. It's the defenseless folk.
Yeah, the
only real sick person is Glenn, and he's getting better.
Which he may die because he actually...
But he's already gotten better, though. That's the thing. I don't know.
They will not kill Glenn. That'd be really stupid. Never kill the minority. Never.
So anyway...
T-Dog? Or no. T-Dog?
T-Dog's not a minority. He was not a minority. He was not.
Okay.
Glenn has been the only... And this doesn't sound bad, but Glenn has been the only Asian on this show.
Yes, he is.
Okay.
He is the minority.
Yeah.
He is... There's been multiple black characters in the show. They mind you, they keep dying. But there's been multiple black characters in the show. Glenn is the only Asian that seemed to have survived. I don't know if it's a mathematic thing, but he's still here.
See, why do you say mathematic thing? The guy's just a pizza delivery guy before all this happened. That's all he
very
is.
true.
And he's a good navigator because he knows how to get around town.
He is.
That's it.
Yeah, because
And
he used to
now he's
drive
got a
around town.
giant set of nuts on him, so he's like going.
Now he does. Like originally, he did not.
Originally,
I mean,
he
if you
relied
can
on
survive a vicious beating,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like at the
Yeah.
governor's thing. The
Yeah,
governor's ball,
originally
I was gonna
he
say.
was all about stealth and just like what I think anyone would do is staying above.
Yeah.
Do not go near the ground. Try and get from building to building. Like
Yeah.
even in The Last of Us, how they use planks. That's what I'm looking for now. Planks to walk across.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. Does anyone have anything else they want to throw in? Because I think an hour is good enough.
I don't know. I didn't make my prediction, but that's okay.
Your prediction is tube socks. That is your prediction. No, sir. Okay. No, it's okay. You can show me. Show me what your prediction. Here. Prediction. He says that Daryl Dixon's dying tonight.
That would be so funny.
Yeah, there'll be people that like, and Daryl Dixon dies. Sherby's like, yes!
Yeah,
Bitches, I called it!
yeah, but then there's got to be a Kill Shermy Facebook page, petition signed, because they all want to kill the dog, because the dog made the decision.
I will sacrifice the dog to me. I love it.
You like Daryl that much?
No, the dog.
I'm sorry, in the next week's podcast.
Oh.
Next week's podcast could be
Great.
why you're single.
So I woke up one morning and realized I don't want to be a part of servitude, so I left.
There you go.
Okay, prediction.
Oh, I can do my prediction. Put it back on the table.
No.
Put it back on the table.
Mark, this is the TSN turning point. Please tell us what you think of what's going to happen tonight.
TSN turning point happened last episode.
Care to comment?
He just did!
You know, we're gonna have to give 110% every game. We just come out and it's a team effort. That's all it is. You know, it's just a team. That's all it is. Nobody plays better than anybody.
That was good.
You've got a mic in my face like a reporter, so I'm gonna answer like an
Nobody
athlete.
plays better than anybody.
Yeah, nobody plays better than
Like,
anybody else.
wait.
It's all about team effort. You know.
Maybe you should answer the question like John Tortella.
John Tortorella.
Tortorella, whatever his fucking name is.
Well, first of all, it's Tortorella.
It's not my fault he's got a shitty ass last name.
Okay, you know what, Brooksy? That's enough. Yeah, he always had a bit with Brooksy. Yeah, that's right.
Is Canada going to bring home the gold?
In multiple events, yes.
Is Cocky going to be one of them?
Is who?
You say
Hockey.
cocky?
I heard
cocky. I'm like,
okay, so we all heard cocky.
The H is not silent!
But then you had a C.
I'm still
in the
waiting for your
beginning.
answer. I mean,
Yes.
yeah.
Chalky?
Yes.
Cocky.
Twice?
Like
At least once.
With a stick?
Well, there's men's and women's.
A stick.
If it's women.
You're just feeding into it now.
I am. I'm finding this way too much, way too entertaining.
He just headbutted the mic.
No,
So
seriously.
I'm
Okay, I'm holding
Really,
it. I'm waiting for your prediction. We're still waiting for your prediction.
Okay.
We're not ending this until you give us a prediction.
Well, I was waiting for it. Here's my prediction. My prediction is, and I don't know about tonight,
Oh, one more thing. No.
in general is
Will there be zombies?
we won't see much. We'll probably just literally, like everybody's saying, touch on everybody on this episode.
Oh,
and-
okay, wait. Can we
Yes,
elaborate on the
touch.
part? Touch. Like, are we talking about, like, touching?
Are you going to
Yes.
touch my shoulder? It's sensual.
Not me, no.
There's no... Oh, I was going to make a really bad priest joke.
Thank
Go ahead.
Well, you know, to go to church for a smoke, you know.
Québécois!
Ouais. Vive le pays libre. La liberté. Québec séparé. No. Anyways,
Keep in mind, people don't know French on this podcast. So for you and Rainer.
You'd be
This
surprised.
could be from France.
Some of our viewers. Listen.
Our audience is from France?
No,
This is
that's
going to be a shitty podcast.
you know. Anyways.
Should I sign them what we're talking
Everybody
about?
likes it because they don't understand English.
Exactly.
I think they said penis. I think they said penis. We.
Oh, so it is. Oh. Why is it muted, dude? Oh, snap! Made you look. So can I make my prediction, or are we gonna keep on screwing around? I don't care.
We're at the gas station and he's wearing track pants out the door. I'm like, you dropped your... She's looking around. Fuck you!
So Todd dropped his pocket on his jogging pants at the gas station. That's the whole joke.
I wonder if this podcast is ever going to end.
Probably not at this point.
Mark, give your prediction!
Well,
I want to go eat dinner!
I'm getting hungry! That was some human centipede.
Basically, we're not going to see Glenn till he's going to be one of the last groups to be revealed. They'll have settled somewhere. He's going to be the leader, and that'll be interesting because his character is going to change. That's my guess on it. And Tyrese is going to lead the group.
Wow, you put that all together by yourself.
Yep.
All right, so who wants to close it then?
Torin. Oh, pressure's on.
Does she even know the line? Remember the last time I asked her? She goes,
Yeah.
deer caught in headlights? What's mine?
All right, everyone.
All right.
Enjoy The Walking Dead tonight. And Torin?
Canada, go for the gold!
No.
Well, go for the gold, but eat a chimichanga.
Yeah, exactly. Chimichanga gold.
You know what? You're going to go upstairs and eat a chimichanga as soon as I've done this.
A
I thought you were
golden
going to say that
chimichanga.
before you cut it off.
Oh, some people's kids, I'll tell you.
All right, Mark, finish it.
Canada, go for the gold and eat your chimichangas too. That's why you're going to win gold.
Mexicans?
Game over, man. It's game over.
Thanks for listening to the Droids You Are Looking For podcast. Stay tuned for next week's podcast.
Remember, the Force will be with you always.